Trinity. Earlier this week, I got to attend the Northwest Baptist Convention. I'm not sure whether you're supposed to say convention twice or not. This was my first. Usually they are at Great Wolf Lodge and your kids can go down the water slides. This year it was on Zoom, not as great, but it was timely. Voted on the budget and those sorts of things, but also the theme was hope. And one of the passages we turned to was 1 Peter 4. I'd mostly just like to read it today. But as I read it, I would encourage you to notice a couple things. This is probably a passage about being persecuted for being Christians. And for me personally, I don't know about you, a lot of the things that are really challenging right now, like COVID and what have you, isn't necessarily targeted at me because I'm a Christian, but these are very hard times. In my short life, maybe the hardest. However, this passage has wisdom for us in any times that are difficult. Any time of, as Peter puts it, suffering. A couple things in particular stand out to me in this passage. One is that it's calling us to not be surprised, because we shouldn't forget that we live in a time when we are still waiting for Christ's return and the making new of all things. And finally, that it tells us in the end what to do now, to entrust our souls to a faithful Creator while doing good, which is about as good of direction as we could hope for times like 2020 and 2021. This is 1 Peter 4, 12 through 19. Beloved, do not be surprised at the fiery trial when it comes upon you to test you, as though something strange were happening to you, but rejoice insofar as you share Christ's sufferings, that you may also rejoice and be glad when his glory is revealed. If you are insulted for the name of Christ, you are blessed, because the Spirit of glory and of God rests upon you. But let none of you suffer as a murderer, or a thief, or an evildoer, or as a meddler. Yet if anyone suffers as a Christian, let him not be ashamed, but let him glorify God in that name, for it is time for judgment to begin at the household of God. And if it begins with us, then what will be the outcome for those who do not obey the gospel of God? And if the righteous is scarcely saved, what will become of the ungodly and the sinner? Therefore, let those who suffer according to God's will entrust their souls to a faithful Creator while doing good.